how can you know your customers' emotional needs? That's the goal. How can you relate to them on the deepest conscious level that you can? And herein lies the next trick. This is the third thing in the trifecta. And still persuade them to buy from you. Because copy's awesome unless it doesn't work. You put neoprene on your stomach and your ribs and your pants fall down. So just let you know, I'm going to be doing this all night long. So yeah, you have to be able to persuade at the same time. So the question is persuasion, is relating enough to persuade? For some people it will be, for most people it isn't. And in order to persuade, you have to know how to build a clever offer. You have to know how to do it with repetition. You have to make someone believe that unless you take advantage of this, something will slip away from you. And this is a phrase I like to use a lot. Now is a very special time in history. This is a very unique time for you. You're sitting at a precipice. You're standing at a precipice, excuse me. And you have a decision to make. Your power to choose something is one of the greatest powers that exists for you as a human. The power to make a choice. So you have the power today to make a choice between this and that, and I will draw distinctions between this and that. So that is compelling, but it's not, you know, wham bam, thank you man, here's the offer, buy, get this bonus, get this bonus. There's that stuff in there. You're like, hey, when you get it today, here's what else I'm going to include. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, going to do this. But even in the bonuses, like the reason I want to give you this bonus is because I really feel like this is going to help you get even further along the line. It's going to help you go faster. So I'm appealing to the nature of humanity, right? What's the nature of humans? We all want something, we want it now, right? Every single person in here. So there's not one person that's going, you know what, I'm totally happy sitting back for 30 years and letting that come to me. If you're being honest with yourself, I mean, even the most enlightened one of us is probably not there. Maybe you were a little further along than the rest of us, but most human beings want things very quickly, right? So how can you appeal to that need of wanting something quickly, wanting something that feels easy, without lying? And herein lies the great thesis of what I have to share, if it's great at all, who knows. You can do all of this without lying. So someone asked me, I can't remember who, what's one thing I wish I would have known about copywriting before I got into it? And I didn't get to this point, that you don't have to lie. So I hang out with, I know you guys, half you guys don't even know me, but I hang out with a lot of the top marketers in the world. They're some of my best friends. I mean, they were in my wedding. It's like, you know, and I will tell you flat out that most of these guys have at one time or another lied. And some of them are the most honest people you'd meet. They just got carried away. How many of you know Ryan Dice? So Ryan's one of my best friends in this business. We actually had a company together 8 years ago. And my company's new company is, he knocked off video sales letters and actually created a course about it. And it's how we met. So I actually started video sales letters. So how many, raise your hand if you've seen a video sales letter. Okay, you have me to blame or thank for that, whichever one you feel. I mean, it's, take your pick. But they do about $13 billion a year in marketing. So $13 billion a year. So it was a pretty lucky invention. I'd love to say it was, you know, genius and strategy, but it was sheer luck. But I created the video sales letter. Ryan, I showed Ryan this. He calls me up. He goes, hey, you know, I didn't know him at the time. I knew of him. He goes, come down to Austin and show this to us. You know, sure. I go down to Austin. I go, and I'm talking to him, and he's about to have his second child at the time. And I said, just so you guys know, I'm creating a course about this. I'm going to get around to it. They go, you're the fitness guy, right? You're the Fit Over 40 guy. Yeah, that's me. But yeah, I'm doing a course on marketing on video sales letters. And just went in one ear and out the other. And 3 weeks later, he had a course. He had the course that a lot of people bought. And a friend of mine said, dude, did you see Ryan's email? He's selling your shit. He even called it the ugly video sales letter, which is what I was calling it. And so Ryan didn't know this about me. I grew up in Dallas in half the time, and the other half the time in New York. So I grew up around boxing, horses, martial arts, and people that know how to kill people. Those are four very bad combinations to piss someone off. So I get in my car, I'm literally calling the guy going, I'm gonna fucking come down there and kill you. I am not gonna talk to you. I'm gonna drag your fucking ass out in the street. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I can be pretty fucking scary. And he was like 5 seconds later text me, dude, fuck, no, chill, man, I didn't know, right? it's like, I'm like, I don't care, at that time I didn't have much to lose. I'm like, yeah, what are you gonna do, fucking sue me? I'm like, you stole my stuff. You stole my baby. And from that moment on, he's like, dude, I didn't mean to do this. Seriously, I swear to God, I didn't mean to do this. And we ended up being like close friends. So a little fun story there that could have ended in bloodshed. So, since then, I've chilled out a little bit. I've learned to contain my anger. Yeah, that was not, it was an interesting way to start a friendship. So the point being in this is that Ryan will tell you a lot of the same things that I would tell you, that Eben Pagan would tell you, that a lot of Andy Jenkins would tell you. These things are like run through this. And Ryan will tell you that, God, I have stepped over this ethical line. And Ryan's a good Jesus boy. I don't know if you know this or not, but you wouldn't know it running a 9-figure company. But yeah, he's a good Christian boy. He really is. And he is a great guy. He really is. No bullshit. He's a good guy. So he would like get carried away. He would write this copy and he would be like, sometimes I just push it a little too far. And he's really reeled it back in. Digital Marketers is a very awesome company, but we all get carried away like that. We all get carried away like that. And I've gotten carried away like that because I get into the idea of like, wow, this is really juicy copy. And I can say this and I can go this far. And it's like the next thing you know, you're like, whoa, I'm not even talking the same language I started, right? So if you can start with this idea, and the stuff you're about to see will hopefully start with this idea, that this will come on. How many avatars? You guys know avatar? Okay, yeah. How many of you have a picture of your avatar on your computer? That's what I thought. So take a picture of your avatar, male, female, or both, or gender fluid here in Canada. Big thing in Canada from what I hear. Yeah, Jordan Peterson, he's a Canadian guy. I just heard I'm a big Sam Harris fan, so he was on Sam's show. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, I love you already. Okay, yeah. So Sam's awesome. I love Sam. So avatar. Take a picture of your avatar. Make sure that when you write an email, I'm going to show you stuff about email tonight. But email, sales letter, blog post, it doesn't matter. If you can look at one person and write, it changes everything. You cannot possibly write a poorly written sales letter from a rapport angle, from the angle of wanting to connect with somebody, if you're looking at one person. But if you're thinking, wow, this is going to go out to 10 million people, how's that going to change the language? Boy, this mic is really hot. Okay. It is hot mic. Does that make sense? You guys say yes if this is resonating with you or if you guys already know this stuff. Because we can go really, really deep if you guys know this stuff. Yeah, shoot. Yeah.
So you said take a picture of your avatar. You want to just want to literally write the message.
Yep.
Right someone face to face.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Yeah, simple as that. So whenever you say, I'm going to give you this is a great webinar tip, and this doubled my conversion of my webinars. I went through my script and I literally went through everything where I say, hey, do you guys, I was in New York, does this sound good to you guys? Y'all look at from the Texas version, y'all look at this, right? And I took all that out. I go, how does this sound to you? Let me know if this sounds good. Say yes in the chat box if this sounds good to you. So how many people are listening to the webinar at once? Take a guess. How many people are listening to your webinar at once?
At the same time, you mean?
Yes. One. Even if you're sitting next to somebody, there's one person listening to that. So if I say, listen, I know how you feel, this is this, I think I understand you a little bit, I've gone around the block, if this resonates with you, you can't go wrong. Now, the only time I ever break that rule is when I read off chats. I go, David said this, and Scott said this, and Sarah said this. That's fine too. That's not breaking rapport. You're just hearing people that are echoing some of the same things that you're feeling. This will change the way that you relate to your audience. Yeah.
So there's a bunch of variables in my avatar.
Mm-hmm.
So would you recommend just picking any and writing to that avatar or having multiple?
I would say pick the avatar that is the most passionate for you. Like who would you most want to compel? And notice I use the word compel rather than convince. We can talk a little bit about this and we'll get into emails that compel.
Thank you.
So compelling someone to do something is so much better than convincing them to do it. How much convincing would it take for me to come into your bedroom at night and get you out of the house if your house was on fire? Not that much, right? You wouldn't say, wait, I don't really know you. You have to tell me a little bit more about yourself, right? So, but what is the gist of that? The thing that's under the surface is that your house is on fire. So again, what is that? Is that a painful thing or a pleasurable thing? For most people, it would be a painful thing, right? So if you're relating to their pain, and they feel that you're relating to your pain, and you're saying, I'm here to get you out of the house that's on fire, your job to compel has just been cut in half. It's not as difficult as if you're starting off with, hey, I've got a great place for you to go. It's awesome. It's better than where you're at. They don't know that your house is on fire. They're like, my house is great. They don't know the house is on fire. The smoke alarm hasn't gone off yet. Your job is to make the smoke alarm go off. And once it goes off, and you can make this in a very non-cheesy way, right? It does not have to sound like the whiz-bang copy. It can sound just like what I was speaking to you. The fire alarms were going off when we were speaking, right? Now, you weren't thinking, oh, that's so awesome. I'm like, this makes me happy.
That's exactly how I would feel.
Yes. Yeah.
Same to myself.
Yes, and as a copywriter, or as anyone writing any, so you don't have to be a copywriter, you just have to be a copywriter to one audience, and that's your audience. So I made my living in this world really teaching people, creating VSLs, creating Accelerator, the machine that creates video sales. You don't have to be a copywriter to do this. You just have to know one audience, and that's your audience, and be able to relate just a few of those sentences. Well, what I'm going to show you tonight, it's you don't even have to do that. You just have to be able to fill in a few blanks, but a lot of blanks actually. But it's still based on rapport. It's still based on getting that feeling across to your prospect, that I understand how you feel. Now, I'm going to challenge you before I guys show you what the sequence I want to show you. At some point when I talk about this, somebody raises their hand, or they're thinking in their head, yeah, but you know, I sell ball bearings. I'm thinking the most boring freaking thing I can think of, ball bearings. Okay, I sell ball bearings to, you know, to turtles in Afghanistan that live underneath a truck. Just the most boring thing you can think of is like, you can't think of anything more boring. Curling, for me, that's the most boring thing I think. I didn't even know curling existed until I moved here. I was like, I'm talking to my friend, I'm going, okay, I want to go watch football, because God knows that's the only fucking sport in the world, right? So I'm trying to go watch football, and I go into a Canadian bar, and there's no football on. I'm like, what the hell? This is Thursday night, there's no football on. So I'm like, and they're playing this game, and so I'm texting this girlfriend of mine, I go, they're like playing backgammon on skates. What the hell is this? I didn't know what it was. So, cultural shock, you know, curling, who knew? You know, who knew? I went to my first hockey game the other night. Yeah, it was boring. But God damn, you guys need football, really. Oh, you have football, sort of.
Stops every 2 minutes for a break.
Yeah, they stop to strategize for the play. It makes it that much more strategic. Puck goes over there. Oh, great, react. And that was fun. I had a great time. So I took Ella and her boyfriend Chris, who's a hockey fan. So you guys loved it. Yeah. So where the fuck did we get? Oh yeah, okay. Compelling, convincing, huge difference. So somebody out there right now is thinking, but this isn't going to work for me.